And we're live. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is David, and I have a quick thought on live talk today. This is actually my first video doing this particular series on my new page. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification if you want to be emailed for any future events that I have released, and I have many more to come. So this new channel of mine is ever growing. Just started it for a couple of personal reasons, and I hope you guys grow in numbers, and I hope you stick around, share your experiences, and listen to mine. Maybe we can build a don't want to necessarily say fan base, but build a community here with like-minded people that can share their experiences that has to do with children that are caught in the middle of divorce, parental alienation, and things like that. That everything that goes along with divorce, actually the good and the bad. It's not all about divorce and how it affects kids after everything is said and done. But everything and anything is shared right here with you guys, so please comment. That's very important. And like these videos and subscribe and click that bell notification icon there. So quick thought, excuse me, for today is those of you who are divorced out there or otherwise maybe separated and have children that are old enough to use the phone without parental supervision. Like my son, he's 12 years old, and he's been old enough for that. I've been divorced for 5 years now, and of course, we time with the kids. And when I don't see him, I call him every day. So their stepfather, he a couple of years back bought my son a phone. I had my suspicions of why he bought the phone. It wasn't for necessarily the right, and so he had one intention in mind. Me and the ex were going through some very hard times, and he likes to be the savior. He likes to be the knight in shining armor that protects her and the kids from any adversity or anything that he sees might be harmful to them, which also includes normal everyday things that happen during divorce, like your normal everyday average disagreement with the other parent. That I've got different views from her, I've got different ideas for the kids, and all I've ever wanted is for us to be able to work together for the kids and come to some kind of compromise when it comes to the way we raise the kids and what we provide for them. So I'm in a parking lot here. It's pretty busy, so I'm kind of watching my surroundings here and making sure that I don't look like a complete fool. Oh well, doesn't matter. We're going to continue on. So anyway, so disagreements between the exes, you would hope and you would wish and strive for being adults and being able to compromise and work things out for the sake of the kids, and that's what it's all about. However, it doesn't always work out that way, and in this case, I would, in my opinion, say this is a worst case scenario. The stepfather bought my son a phone solely for the strict purpose of being able to monitor his phone calls with me. My daughter went through the same thing. She's 17 now, and when she was 12, 13 years old, a phone was bought for her, and this is around the time we were going to court after the divorce had already happened, and there was a lot of adversity going on. The boyfriend got, or not ex-boyfriend, but the boyfriend at the time, which is now the husband, the stepfather, he got involved and he tried to make it his own, and he tried to do everything in his power to give my ex-wife the upper hand on this court case. And that's another story. It'll be in another video, so just stay tuned for that. Like I said, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You'll be able to keep up with all this. So the sole purpose is to be able to monitor phone calls. It's not because I'm a bad dad, not because I abuse my kids. It's because he wants control, just like the ex-wife. He's very like-minded, like her. Their personalities are almost identical as far as you know, the selfishness, the jealousy, the have the upper hand at all times, and just wanting to be number one. And as far as the kids go, and everything that has to do, that's involved with divorce. So he monitors the phone calls, and he's gotten involved with some of the phone calls. My son at the time, we're a bit on the outs right now. He doesn't want to come over. He doesn't want to visit. He only wants to come over to see his stepbrother, and he's told me that point blank just recently. I don't understand his anger toward me. I'm trying to figure that out, but I can't seem to get him to open up. It's been a mystery. It's been slowly declining for the past year. So I'm trying to figure that one out, and I'm trying to treat this situation as gently as possible and as smart as possible. And I'm learning things as I go. And at the same time, I'm trying to keep him from being torn or affected or, you know, hurt by any of whatever's going on to cause this confusion toward me. But that'll be another video of what's going on with that. But you know, as little as I see him, you know, my son is my son. Kids are kids. They get in trouble sometimes. You know, sometimes they have to be corrected on their behavior. You know, so I said I like to sit him down. I like to talk to him one-on-one without any distractions, and just tell him what, you know, point out what he did wrong and what he should think about doing next go around when he is in the same type of situation. You know, calm, collected, and just real. And sometimes, you know, kids don't want real. They don't want the spotlight on them. They don't want to feel like they're in trouble. It all depends on tone, delivery, and how you talk to them. So I've had some conversations where I've been speaking to my son on the phone, and, you know, one of them has been, you know, about him not wanting to come over. And I try to talk to him, and he gets upset, and he starts, you know, telling me, "Dad, I'm not coming over," and that's final. Telling me that, you know, that, so I, you know, you've been away for too long. You know, we're going to give it a try. And I've talked to him about compromise. Here, you can stay with your mom for as long as you want, but at some point you do need to come back. You need to visit your family over here and visit Dad. You know, it's unhealthy for you to be away indefinitely. And, you know, right now, his big sister, my daughter, and her mom are on the outs, and I feel like he kind of blames that on me. That's a story of its own. So he's kind of pushing me away, and he's been pushing me away. Well, during these conversations, you know, one recent one, maybe a month or two ago, his stepfather is monitoring, standing right there, tells him to put the phone on speaker. He's been told many times. My daughter, when she was younger, was told all the time, you know, you always put your phone on speaker and allow us to listen in to your conversations with your dad. We are allowed to monitor, and these are their words, because we bought this phone. This is ours, and we have the right to listen to every conversation and look at all your texts. There is a difference between being a protective parent and just being nosy and not allowing the child any kind of privacy whatsoever. And I'm a big believer in privacy and teaching your children that they are allowed privacy just like adults are allowed privacy. It's important to them, it's important to us, and You break that down and you start teaching children, the wrong way to be as adults in that aspect. So my son's getting upset. The stepdad doesn't like that. I'm having a conversation with him. It's a dad-son moment, and I'm having to get my point across to him. And so the stepdad decides to intervene, grab the phone out of my son's hand, and hang up on me. And he's done that multiple times when he's observed the conversation, seen my son either getting angry or upset with me with what I've got to say. Of course, kids don't agree with what their parents say a lot of the time, especially when they're, in trouble or they have to be corrected. They just, it is what it is. It's a normal thing. And, so in a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Misguided way, his stepfather thinks he's helping him by hanging up on me. He thinks he's protecting him somehow. And that household, his mother and his stepfather, they don't like me. They hate me. They want me out of the picture. And so, their view on me is, we're going to protect these kids from their father, which we think is 100% wrong on everything he does and says. And so that gives them my kids, that gives them a very negative image toward me. If I were to put myself in their shoes, and their mother and their stepfather always had the attitude, their father, me, that, this is a bad person, this is a person we don't trust, this is a person we got to protect you from. Eventually they're going to start thinking on their own. They're going to wonder, what's going on? And that plays into a big part of this parental alienation that I'll be explaining a lot about and going into detail in many different videos on my channel here, so stay tuned for that. What's your thoughts on a step-parent or a non-custodial or custodial parent in a divorce situation that monitors your children's phone calls with you and takes it a step further and intervenes with these phone calls and either cuts them off, not letting them finish their conversation with you, or completely ends the conversation when they don't agree with the direction that it's going in because they disapprove for whatever reason, no matter how minor or how major. I strongly believe that the conversation should be private, should be between me and my kids, and there is no reason in this world that they should be involved or should intervene. And that's just the way it is. It's not because one parent or myself has something to hide. It's because it's a privacy matter. It's you have a right to be able to speak with your kids and not have to worry about the other parent disagreeing with what you have to say to them and hanging up on you and ending the conversation, controlling the situation, controlling the conversation, and in turn showing the children that you're wrong, that what you were saying to them in your conversation with them, the content of the conversation was sad, was somehow worthy of ending because it was completely meaningless or just not agreed with. What picture does that give the kids? What does that teach them? Think about it. Everything you do, everything you say as a parent, your body language, your attitude toward the other parent, it's just as important as the words you say to your kids about the other parent. And you've got to be super careful about how you talk about the other parent. Never in a negative light. And that goes with body language. That goes with reaction. Anytime you hears about each other from the child, watch your body language. Watch your facial reactions. those speak volumes, just like the words that come out of your mouth. So, ended on that note. Just keep in mind, like always, you know, it takes one thought to turn your life around. One positive thought to turn your life around. Until next time, guys, I appreciate you joining me. Like I said, please like and comment, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to keep up with my videos right here on DMV Vlogs. Thank you for joining. Until next time, peace.